Hey there, it's Orphe Diwangi, the co-host of the Everyday Economics podcast. Exciting news! Check out my new weekly column at thecentersquare.com. Join me as I break down complex economic trends in a way that's easy to understand for everyone. Check out the column every week and stay informed about the economic forces shaping our world. Be sure to subscribe to the Everyday Economics podcast and visit thecentersquare.com today.
Welcome to Pennsylvania in Focus. I'm Eliana Kernodle. 3 days before the deadline even arrived, the Pennsylvania Senate confirmed that the state's annual spending plan would be turned in late. Joining me to tell us more is the Center Square's Pennsylvania editor, Kristen Smith. Kristen, sometimes I feel like legislators are a lot like college students. I feel like I understand my professors who always said, you knew this deadline was coming from the beginning of the semester. But anyway, that was last week. Where are we at now?
So now we're officially 3 days late on the budget, and it's a very apt metaphor you used there because the legislature knows that they have this June 30th deadline every single year, and in fact, it's what their entire budget planning really revolves around. It's not just the spending plan that gets done, but it's also seen as this big symbolic milestone in the year where if anything of importance is going to get done, it's going to happen by the end of June. Occasionally, you'll see some really big things in the fall, but for the most part, June 30th is kind of seen as not only a deadline, but the chance to get a lot of really controversial but wide-ranging and impactful proposals through. But like I said, we're 3 days past June 30th at this point, and there's still no budget agreement in sight. What's unusual about this year is that, as we were just saying, they knew on June 26th, 27th that they weren't going to make that deadline, and they didn't even try. They just said, okay, we're going to, pack up our books and we'll go home and we'll come back on Monday and try again. And Monday was July 1st. So they threw in the towel on this being on time thing quite early. And this is a somewhat new tone that the legislature has taken since Shapiro became governor in 2023. Last year, the Senate Majority Leader said at that time that June 30th wasn't so much a deadline as it was a target. And he's really, really doubled down on that this year, that, yeah, June 30th would be nice, but like getting it done right is nicer, is essentially the way that they're approaching this, which is risky and some kind of comes across a little bit, I don't want to say self-centered, but that can be the way of it when so many different agencies and facets of state government depend on this money, including schools. They don't know what they're getting from the state until the state decides. So school starts up again in August. It's not, even though the state seems to feel no rush right now, there's other agencies and departments and, things that happen in our daily lives that do need to know what is going on with this funding. So it's, as of right now, they are scheduled to be in session through the weekend, saving July 4th on Thursday. So they have scheduled a session day as late as July 7th. So that seems to indicate that they think that they're not going to have anything before then, although never say never with the legislature. And right now, it's hard to even report on what it's going to look like because at this point we still don't really know. We don't have any of the major players in the bills that would tell us this is where we want to go on education. This is where we want to go on health and public safety. It's still one big question mark right now.
Well, Kristen, thank you for your insights on this story. As it develops, listeners can follow those developments at thecentersquare.com.
Hey there, it's Orphe Diwangi, the co-host of the Everyday Economics podcast. Exciting news! Check out my new weekly column at thecentersquare.com. Join me as I break down complex economic trends in a way that's easy to understand for everyone. Check out the column every week and stay informed about the economic forces shaping our world. Be sure to subscribe to the Everyday Economics podcast and visit thecentersquare.com today.